Hey, so if you've ever had a child, you know that you can read every book in the world, right? You can read, you can prepare, you can get all of the advice, you can talk to all of these people, but there's nothing like actually living it that actually prepares you, on the job training, if you will. And once that child is here, you have to immediately go into motherhood mode. I remember having my son and I was just like, wow, like you are mine. And here we are, like I have to be mom, like instantly, right? Despite the pain that I'm feeling from having a C-section, despite the grogginess that I'm feeling from the anesthesia, I have to go right into nurturing and caring for you and just like all of these things. I didn't really have time to pause and say, okay, wait, I'm not ready. Oh my God, I'm not ready, right? And that is the same thing that happens when God calls you to do something. There are times when, yes, you do need to wait because obviously we have to wait for the appointed time. But there are some times that God will give you something and he says, now. There are times where he gives you something and he will say, okay, start preparing. But then there are other times when God will give you something and say, okay, now. And who are we to say, well, God, I'm not ready. Like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Because Moses did that. And he tried to give every excuse in the book. But God was like, I'm not hearing that. You're going to do what I told you to do. You know, hey, you can use Aaron. Okay, yeah, you can do this, X, Y, and Z. And so when I was thinking about how there are times where I have felt like God is calling me to do something that I'm not prepared for, I'm like, who am I? I may not feel prepared, but I didn't feel prepared for motherhood either. You know, it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, we just got to go into it. We got to go. We got to move. And along the way, I've learned new things and new tricks, and God has given me wisdom on how to accomplish certain things. And that is the same thing that we have to do when it comes to the things that God has called us to do. If you continue to wait for perfection, it'll just become procrastination. And so we have to be mindful of the difference. There's a difference between preparation and actually just procrastinating. So make sure that you discern what you are actually doing and discern what God is calling you to do in this season. Is this a preparation season or is this a go forth season? Seek God to know what it is that he wants you to do in this moment. Discern the season, discern the times, and do what you are supposed to be doing. Do not be found not on task with what God has called you to do. Do not be found procrastinating when you are actually supposed to be in motion. Love you, but Jesus loves you more. Bye.